Namaste, Nyandev.
Namaste.
I guess another question that I've wondered about a few times over like a few years really is there a significance to the ordering of the Yamas and Niyamas? Are the first ones more important than the last ones, or are the last ones does Patanjali save the best until last, or are they all equally important?
Well, that's another, I guess, very good question. The first thing first, they're all the 5 yamas and niyamas, really sort of the way I always look at them, or think of the central wheel in your bike. So if you see that central wheel as your individual self, that is full of ego, asmita, whirlpools, all this mental and physical dilemma, the maya, the illusion we live in. And then if you look at the outer circle of your bike, that if you see that as a divine or the cosmic, the Satchita Ananda state of our consciousness, and all those spokes connecting those two rings. Now in those two rings, the spokes are connecting. Each and every spoke actually is playing an important role. If you take one or two out, gradually your wheel will be bent and twisted, or even your pushing your bike becomes harder and harder. So in that way, each and every yama that we are going through and the niyama, they are equally important. And Patanjali literally says you can practice or master all of them, or you can master one of them. That will lead you into absolute enlightenment or realization. I guess the way Patanjali puts them in a step-by-step manner is the way it can work. So, if you think, why does he put ahimsa on a first place? Well, he wants us to be free of this constantly judging attitude that makes us harsh, that makes us feel terribly angry, guilt, resentment, frustration. You are trying to do something and it doesn't go well, so you're going to beat yourself up. So this is to me, when I contemplate, or this is why Patanjali begins that let's begin with ahimsa. So develop or inculcate this attitude of non-violence or non-harm, where you're not only loving yourself, you are loving everything or everyone else that exists, every form of life. And then you're moving into our truth. That means honesty or living a very authentic life. So if you start, think of them in that step-by-step manner, then you can see how they are actually naturally leading into each other. So this is the only reason he puts the step-by-step hierarchy. But otherwise, each and every yama is definitely connected with each other. And for me, really, more I think about it, you can't really practice one yama or niyama without others. So the all 10 are actually one practice. It's just the sort of thing, it's the same, like we have the example of like elephant, and there are 4 blind people and all of them are holding different parts of the elephant and then saying, oh, they don't know what it is. So they all started to talk to each other, and the first person who was holding the trunk, for him, he was just like a nice soft tube or some sort of pipe. The other one who was holding the leg, he was like a solid pillar. Then one of them holding the ear, he was like some sort of soft but quite a nice thing to maybe blow the wind or do something flop around. Someone stood under the belly, the trunk, so it was just like he was sort of in like a cave, or he was under some kind of roof or shelter. So think of, all the yamas, when you look at outside, each of them has got its own description or its own practice with it. But in a true sense, in a very authentic sense, they all are one. And when you're practicing one, you have to practice all of them. Is there a way, you tell me, or ever contemplate, you can say, I practice non-violence, non-harm, but it's okay for me to lie? Because the minute you lie, you are actually breaking the first one too. Or you say, I'm happy to steal things, but I'm still practicing non-violence and truth. Or I don't have to practice purity, I'm just practicing non-violence. Because the minute you are living into impurity or putting impure food, impure thoughts, so that's the violence against your healthy lifestyle. So in that way, Surya, all the Panch Yamas and Niyamas are actually sort of think they are really connected with each other, and it's more for me they are actually pure concepts or the virtues practices that leading us towards enlightenment or evolution, and they all are overlapping on each other, and they are absolutely infused into each other. If you take one off, then you're going to struggle, and if you take two off, you're making your journey harder, and if you take few more off, our virtuous sadhana or the lifestyle falls apart.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.